interjector from Team A. Your time starts now. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Where knowledge is free. Where the mind is led forward into ever-widening thought and action. Into that heaven of freedom, my father led my world away. Rabindranath Tagore's poetic vision of a society free from oppression, where knowledge reigns supreme, seems like a distant dream, with traditional education. But don't worry, I'm here to tell you that online education is the key in turning that dream into reality. Jai Hind, everyone. History holds the proof that traditional education has fallen short in quenching the thirst for knowledge for every eager mind. Dakshina University catered only to elite. Dr. Ambedkar faced denial due to societal position, and Malala fought for girls' education facing violence. Even the current scenarios are quite disheartening. UNICEF report indicates that more than 170 million young minds are shut out from education due to poverty, conflict and war. 75% children with disability are unable to attend school, and 47% of the girls drop out due to lack of toilet facilities. So, amidst this darkness, what radiant force can guide us towards enlightenment? Surely, online education shines bright. Geographical barriers? Gone. Now even rural students have access to Harvard courses. Financial constraints? Solved. 80% of the Coursera learners comes from lower economic background. Disability? No longer a limitation. Khan Academy is an accessible platform for students with disability. So it's time that we think, if work from home can be the new norm, then why not study from home? If cashless economy can be the new means, then why not e-books? And if online shopping can be the new practice, then why not online learning? As we move ahead, it is rightly said that education is the key to opportunity in our society, and it must be the birthright of every citizen. Online education embodies the spirit of Agenda 2030, ensuring that no one is left behind, as it fosters global citizenship, breaks border and time barrier, and upholds constitutional rights. However, my worthy opponents still say, what about teachers? What about human connection? But I say it augments teachers' reach. Why confine brilliant minds to just for walls? In India, educators like Alak sir and Khan sir have become household name, helping students crack world's toughest exams like JEE and UPSC through online platforms. Can you imagine a boy from Bihar growing up with limited resources, rising from the four walls of his room to securing AIR1 in NEET? Well, that's the success story of the Thagar Avatar made possible through online coaching. Now, every cleric can learn without Guru Drone asking for a sound. As we conclude, online education is a one-stop solution where possibilities are unlimited. Rich or poor, young or old, brilliant or average, from bustling cities or remote villages, online learning ends the tale of privileged few and excluded many, making education more inclusive. So, the question which arises is, can online learning platforms replace the traditional systems? Well, no. It will augment, not replace. As the saying goes, knowledge is power, information is liberating, education is the premise of progress. So ladies and gentlemen, together, let's hail online education. Let's imagine a world where every mind has access to knowledge. Let's envision a future where education unites humanity, and let's empower the next generation of thinkers, dreamers, and change makers. Jai Hind.
Dear opponent, I am astonished by how beautifully you have managed to justify the continued use of a flawed system, the system of online education. In your speech, you mentioned that numerous children don't have access to traditional education due to poverty and war. But I ask you, dear opponent, do these children have access to a smartphone? Do these children have access to a stable internet connection to join your online classes? So I ask you about the changes you would make in your statement to make them actually valid to this discussion.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Interjector. But here I would like to present an alternative argument. I see you are quite outdated with the current technological advancements in India. Today in India, from a street vendor to an entrepreneur, everyone has access to internet and mobile phones. Must have heard about UPI? So this itself is a proof that everyone in India today is techno-savvy and no one is underprivileged people. Digital Chaupal and Internet Saathi for people who are underprivileged. Diksha, Swayam Hotel and lot more initiatives. So my stance remains against the same, and I firmly believe that education is a fundamental right as enshrined in our constitution, and to truly realize its spirit, we must leverage technology by combining exceptional teachers, certified leaders and industry leaders to create a global learning ecosystem where every mind has access to knowledge, where no one is left without knowledge, when every person has the opportunity to learn and grow. As Nelson Mandela has once said, education is the most powerful weapon which one can use to change the world. So let's change the world by changing the way we learn. Thank you.
Well, dear opponent, I am not satisfied with your answer, as in fact your statements were not coherent. But I thank you for your attempt.
Mr. Interjector, I'd like to remind you, here are judges for the judgment.
As they say, the power of real debate is in the language and intellectual honesty of the debaters. The best speaker for the motion today is Ria of APS Sagar. Let's wait for the announcements.
The best speaker against
Team APS Sagar. A big round of applause for them, please. A round of applause for them, please.
Heartening is to see when we interact with these school children. I've been a patron and I'm very happy to see APS Sagar also bagging a couple of prizes. I was patron of that school in my previous tenure in Sagar, and likewise as a senior patron of a couple of schools here, one feels very satisfied and very happy to see how our students, our children are progressing. I think